defines India's involvement in enforced disappearance incidents during fascist Sheikh Hasina's 15 years regime. Horrific scenario of torture emerged. Reserves continue to grow on remittances and export earnings. Gross reserves are now $25 billion, while net reserves are around $20 billion. Financial advisor emphasizes importance of ensuring discipline and institutional good governance in banking sector to strengthen the country's economy. Advisor Muhammad Nahid Islam emphasizes structural reforms to prevent accidents in addition to restoring discipline in the transport sector. Two Namadi Janaza of advisor Hassan Arif held at his long-time workplace Supreme Court and Secretariat. He will be buried at Martyred Intellectuals Graveyard on Monday. Israeli aggression continues in Gaza as more than 100 Palestinians killed in 48 hours. The Commission of Inquiry on Enforced Disappearance has found India's involvement in enforced disappearances in Bangladesh. Indian involvement in Bangladesh's system of enforced disappearances is a matter of public record, the Commission said in its report, as it found intelligence information about the practice of captive exchanges between the two countries and the possible subsequent fate of the detainees. The five-member commission, led by retired Justice Moinul Islam Chaudhry, recently handed over the report titled Unfolding the Truth to the Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus at the State Guest House Jamuna here. The commission said there is a persistent suggestion in law enforcement circles that some prisoners may still remain in Indian jails. The Commission recommended the Ministries of Foreign and Home extend their best efforts to identify any Bangladeshi citizens who may still remain incarcerated in India. It is beyond the jurisdiction of the Commission to follow this trail outside Bangladesh, it said. There are two highly publicized cases that provide valuable insights into how such operations were carried out. The case of Shuk Ranjan Bali, abducted from Bangladesh Supreme Court premises, who resurfaced subsequently in an Indian jail, and that of BNP leader Salahuddin Ahmed, the report said. BNP leader Salahuddin Ahmed's case exemplifies certain practices of the Bangladesh-India rendition system, the Commission said. Disappearances, the Commission said, nevertheless, more detailed analysis will be required to fully understand the extent of involvement of the Indian authorities and its implications for both the countries, it added. The foreign currency reserve of Bangladesh is on the rise due to increase in the flow of remittance and export earnings recently. As a result, now the gross reserve has stood at $25 billion, while the net reserve is approximately $20 billion. According to the report of Bangladesh Bank published on Thursday, the net reserve of foreign currencies increased by $122 crore in 20 days, while the gross reserve increased by $50 crore. The central bank is hopeful that the volume of gross reserve will stand at $25 billion and the net reserve will cross $20 billion by this month. The inflow of remittance increased by nearly 26% between July and November this year. On the other hand, export volume increased by 8.5% between July and October. Finance advisor Dr. Salahuddin Ahmed said in order to consolidate the economic foundation of the country, discipline in banking sector and institutional good governance have to be continued. He said this at a function in Dhaka today organized to uncover the Banking Almanac 6th edition. Bangladesh Bank helped publish it. Economist Dr. Hussein Zilur Rahman presided over the event. Finance Secretary Khairuzaman Mojumdar, Deputy Governor Nurun Nahar and banking personality Abdul Hai Sharkar took part in the discussion. The finance advisor said, properly updated information of the banking sector helps investors decide on investments. He stressed the need for more research and publications in this regard. Post Telecommunication and ICT as well as Information Broadcasting Advisor Mohammad Nahid Islam has stressed the need for structural reforms to tackle road accidents alongside ensuring discipline in the road transport sector. He said this today at a national dialogue on institutional management and structural reforms to establish discipline in the road transport sector. The Road Safety Foundation organized it. Road Safety Foundation Chairman Professor Dr. A.I. Mahabuddin presided over the function. Director General of Bangladesh Press Institute Farooq Wasif, National Dialogue Arrangement Committee's convener Shamsul Huda, Member Secretary Saidur Rahman, as well as representatives of different organizations took part in the dialogue. Information and Broadcasting Advisor Nahid Islam said, the public transport sector turned into a den of extortion, corruption and anarchy during the rule of Awami League government. So reforms are necessary to ensure institutional efficacy and accountability for restoration of discipline in road transport sector, he added. Cultural Affairs Advisor Mustafa Sarwar Farooqi has said a wall will be erected to record the victims of July-August mass uprising. No fascist will be able to come again break through this wall. He made the remarks while addressing a conference in the capital in Dhaka today. Institute of Informatics and Development IIT arranged the conference at Abdul Karim Shahitya Bisharad Auditorium at Bangla Academy. Institute of Informatics and Development CEO Said Ahmed moderated the conference while Anti-Discrimination Student Movement Coordinator Nazmul Hassan, CARE Bangladesh Director Tony Michael Gomes, Bangladesh Bank Director Famida Khatun, among others, addressed the inaugural day of the conference. Mustafa Sarwar Farooqi said country's 8 renowned directors will organize workshops on filmmaking in 8 divisions and they will make 8 short films. All films will present the reasons behind the July-August movement, he added. The second Namazi Janaza of Civil Aviation and Tourism Advisor to the interim government A.F. Hassan Arif was held at Supreme Court premises this morning. The long-time colleagues, friends and well-wishers of Hassan Arif, a senior lawyer of Supreme Court, bade him farewell when his body was kept at the Supreme Court premises this morning. Chief Justice Soed Refat Ahmed, Foreign Affairs Advisor Muhammad Tawhid Hussain, senior lawyers Barrister M. Amirul Islam and Dr. Kamal Hussain, Chief Election Commissioner A.M.M. Nasiruddin and Supreme Court Bar Association President Barrister A.M. Mahabuddin Khokon, Chief Prosecutor of the International Crimes Tribunal Muhammad Tajul Islam and cross-section of people attended the Janaza. Meanwhile, Sayyida Rizwana Hassan, the advisor to the Ministries of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, as well as Water Resources, was also present at the court premises. She paid tribute to her late cabinet colleague by placing wreath to the coffin. Later, the third Namazi Janaza of A.F. Hassan Arif was held at the Secretariat premises. Senior Secretary of the Public Administration Ministry, Mukhlisur Rahman, was present among others. Earlier, the first Namazi Janaza of Advisor Hassan Arif was held at Baitul Aman Mosque premises at Dhanmondi 7 after Isha prayers yesterday. Advisor Arif died of cardiac arrest at the capital's Labid Specialist Hospital at 3:10 p.m. yesterday at the age of 83. Now, international news. Israeli attacks on Gaza killed more than 100 Palestinians in 2 days. Medics in Gaza said Israeli air attacks killed at least 25 Palestinians on Friday after Gaza's health ministry reported 77 people killed in Israeli attacks across the enclave over the previous 24 hours. Gaza's children are cold, sick and traumatized. UNICEF has warned, with 96% of women and children in the war-torn territory unable to meet their basic nutritional needs as winter sets in. Israel's war on Gaza has killed at least 45,227 Palestinians and wounded 107,573 since October 7, 2023. A new report titled Gaza Death Trap by Doctors Without Borders say there are clear signs of ethnic cleansing by Israeli forces in the Palestinian territory. A senior diplomat has announced that the United States is dropping a $10 million reward for the arrest of Syria's new leader Ahmed al-Sharaa after an uprising that toppled President Bashar al-Assad. Assistant Secretary of State for Near Eastern Affairs Barbara Leaf made the announcement on Friday after she and other U.S. officials visited the Syrian capital Damascus to hold talks with the new Syrian administration. It was the first visit by U.S. diplomats to Syria since al-Assad was removed from power earlier this month in a lightning offensive led by the Hayat Tahrir al-Sham HTS group. The U.S.